Hi, I'm Al Golden, the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, and today we have with us Denzel Perryman from Coral Gables High School. Right here is Tracy Howard from Miramar, a cornerback, and a safety, Dion Bush from Columbus High School. Today we're going to instruct you in the fundamentals of tackling. We're going to break it down piece by piece and then do some very basic drills to help you learn the basic fundamentals of tackling. So the first thing we want to talk about in reference to tackling is, and it's probably the most important part, is your hat and eye placement. And again, at many different levels, you can teach various things. But the number one thing is to have your eyes up, and almost, as a good coaching point, it's almost try to hit with your chin as opposed to the crown of your head. That way you keep emphasizing your eyes up constantly. When we talk about hat placement, even if you're a football squad out there that doesn't have a stripe on your helmet, we always put a stripe on the helmet in preseason camp or in spring football, because we want to A, know where their eyes are, and B, we want to make sure that we don't see the hat turning like this or this violently on contact. Again, it's very important for us to always have our stripe, all right, square, our eyes up, and hitting with the face mask, all right? And again, we always say, don't be afraid to hit with that bottom of the chin. That's going to really emphasize eyes to the sky, okay? Have your eyes up. Okay, and obviously keep the crown away from the running back and out of the game of football. Let's look at some of the common mistakes we see, okay, in terms of quite often, and you have to condition this. That's why you got to teach the form fit. You got to teach the club and base, because you got to condition them to keep their eyes open, all right, stay strong and steady, all right, and then make sure that at contact, right before contact, they're not a guy who's turning at the last second, because now we're taking a blow in the side of the head. And again, we're going to cause neck and head injuries that way. So again, let's make sure that we don't get a situation now where he's turning at the last second. So let's do it wrong this time, and let's turn our head at the last second. Break, go. Okay, we don't want that. The number one defect we see with tackling in college football is when young people leave their feet. When you leave their feet, you have no way to distribute the tackle among your hips, your knees, your ankles, and then obviously through your arms and chest with a club. So that's the number one thing that we see. Is we always try to talk about keeping our cleats in the ground and seeing what you're hitting, having your eyes up. And again, never with the crown of the head. And if you have to overemphasize that point in terms of their eyes with contact, is make sure their chin is up. Make sure their chin is up, and when they're tackling, the face mask is long enough, it will protect the young man. But we have to make sure that the whole body, as we deliver the blow, the whole body can absorb it, okay? And again, this is the most common, and it's the most common among your secondary group. So it's really important. The guys on the perimeter, a lot of them are coming to us using this technique. We call it block tackling. All right, that means you're just, all you're doing is you're throwing a shoulder, you're leaving your feet. Okay, let me just demonstrate. Okay, you get to the point where here comes the ball carrier, you're not in good position, all right, and all of a sudden you just bail out and you just throw your shoulder in at a leg and you hope for the best. Well, the bottom line is, once you leave your feet, the only thing that is going to distribute or absorb the blow is your neck and head. So it's absolutely fundamentally important from the time they are 7-year-olds and up, that we always teach, get your cleats in the ground, have ankle, knee flexion, have your base, drop your anchor, and teach them how to club and end up chest to chest. We don't want to be in position where we lunge. All right, now not only we're hoping that we just hit him with a shoulder or with an arm, but we can't control that guy, and that guy's running like this. And so often when we see this kind of tackle in a game, that young man's knee comes up and will get you in here or get you in the side of the, all right, or you'll just expose your neck, and you'll see these guys' necks turn on contact. That is the biggest fault with tackling that we see in the game today, and we got to get, it's our responsibility as coaches to get it out of the game. Keep your cleats in the ground, all right, have a good knee bend, and distribute that impact throughout your body. We'll break down the tackling for you right now. The first thing we'll do is just teach the basic form fit, and that's what we call a club and base. We want to step with the near leg. All right, we want to rub our ribs. We want to rub our ribs, have our thumbs up. Again, be careful with young people. All right, a lot of times they give you the lobster. All right, we don't want the lobster. The lobster, all right, the lobster technique has a tendency of allowing young people to put their head down. We don't want that. We want your ribs in here. Just like you were blocking on offense, we want our hands to rub our ribs. We want it in here nice and tight, okay? All right, so we're generating force. It's bringing our hips, which will distribute the blow throughout our body, okay? And we want our thumbs up and we want to be tight. When you get like this, okay, that's when injuries occur. That's when you're taking it on the shoulder. That's when your head goes down. That's when exposing your head. You want to be here, compact and tight. When we're teaching the form fit, so go ahead and fit in there for me, Denzel. When we teach the form fit, just fit in for me. All right, what we're looking for is a 45-degree angle in our back. You're still too big. You're still too elongated on that step. There you go. Okay. All right, so we want a 45-degree angle on the back. Okay, we want a nice base. All right, we want to stay in the fit. We want our elbows in. All right, we want our eyes to the sky. Again, all right, he's almost hitting with the bottom of the chin as opposed to the crown. So if you can emphasize, and we don't hear a lot of people say it that way, but if you could say get your chin up, okay, then the kid will know that crown is out of it, and it's almost chest to chest on the tackle. Again, relax now, Denzel. If I'm teaching youth football, or if I'm teaching young people how to tackle, okay, well, we definitely want, we're not at the 400 level yet, or we're not at the elite level in terms of being able to see what you hit, having a strong neck, then I would really teach chest to chest, and I would open up that degrees from 45 to about 20 or 25. So if he was a youth sport participant right now, I would say, look, we really want to be chest to chest. You may get knocked back once in a while, but at least our head's out of the game and we're chest to chest. So first we'll show you a 45-degree angle that we teach here, and then we'll also give you the opportunity, if you're coaching Pop Warner or Optimus Leagues, of really getting the head out of it altogether by teaching a chest tackle. We're just going to take one step and get in the fit. Our elbows are going to be tight. Our thumbs are going to be up. We have a good power angles here. 45-degree angle here. 45-degree angle here, and we're ready to go. Break. Go. Good. Good. And again, we're shooting our arms. We're shooting our arms and hands. We're not winding our hands up. Again, whether it's the lobster claw or we wind up, both of those will predispose you to dropping your neck, and we don't want to do that. We want to have our hands in our holsters, and bam, that 6-inch knockout punch that you see heavyweights do. Break, go. Again, notice Denzel, he really has his eyes to the sky. His face mask will hit first, but his chest will almost hit simultaneous, all right, as well as his club, his base, and his arms will wrap up. Break, go. Good. One more time. Break, go. Good. And again, so relax. So once we start teaching the proper footwork, the base, all the power angles, rubbing your ribs, thumbs up. Now the next thing we'll teach is how to grab that cloth and run your feet. Okay, so the first drill we do to teach the fundamentals, other than the form fit tackle, is the club and base. And really what we try to do is we try to put Dion here, who's on offense, we try to put him about 3 feet or a yard away from the defensive player. And what we're trying to teach the young men in this short area is to generate as much force as you can, all right, with your club and with your base. So in essence, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get compact, have good power angles, good base, hands inside. We're going to step, and then we're going to club and base here, all right, and really try to generate force. Again, if you can generate a lot of force with your club, then it's distributed between your upper body, your hips, your knees, and your ankle flexion. Again, have your cleats in the ground. We don't want guys leaving and taking a chance that their head's going to be up on contact. Keep your cleats in the ground and have a good base on contact. Again, a narrow base equals injury. Okay, equals missed tackle. We don't want that. We want a base. The fight begins on contact. So if we have a good base and we are doing everything technically sound, now when the running back's trying to move away or you get caught in a power, you have a chance to hold on. If you have no base, you see quite often guys just fall down on contact. Plus, you're absorbing the blow in the upper musculature, your head, your neck, and your shoulders. So you want to be careful with that. You're here, you're on the inside number, you're here, and boom, you're here. Okay, have a base. Okay? Again, the biggest thing is, all right, at the University of Miami, when we're tackling a ball carrier on an angle, we always want to be on the inside number. And again, our thinking is that ultimately good running backs are going to cut back, and if you put your head across the bow, like our coaches from a couple of generations ago would teach, on the cutback you'll miss. If your aim point is the inside number and he cuts back, you might end up on the outside number on the outside shoulder, but you'll still make the tackle, and that's something we reinforce every day. Break, go. Good, good, good. All right, Denzel, you try one. Go. Good, good. That's what we're looking for. Tight, compact. How much energy can we create in a short area? Because again, the game is not a game where you just run and you're free to hit somebody. You got to defeat a block, move your feet, and generate area and be safe. So again, we want to be square and compact and explosive. Let's have Dion try one. Break, go. Good, good. Again, this is good that we're watching this, and it's a common mistake. Dion wound up, and you can't do that. You got to have your hands in front like they're in the holster, and it's step. All right, club and base. Shoot them. Shoot your hands. Don't wind up. He's gonna beat you to the punch if you wind up. Shoot them. Shoot them. Get them out of the holsters and shoot them. And it's gonna generate area. What we're trying to teach them here is we're trying to over-exaggerate the club. All right, over-exaggerate the club. Over-exaggerate your base. All right, be really sharp, quick, and explosive. Beat them to the punch. Don't have your base too big. Don't have your base too big. Break, go. Good, better. Good, that's it. Break, go. Good, good. Denzel, you go. Break, go. Good, that's what we're looking for. Good club and base, good club and base. Dion, go ahead. We want to stress that their eyes up. We want to be on a 45, not any flatter than that. We want to have our chin up, all right, and we want to be able to club, so we are face mask up, and we're going right to the chest. Face mask, chest. We're not just hanging our neck out there and it's isolated, or we're turning our head one way or the other. Now we're taking a side shot. We're going to get a concussion that way. We're going to expose a trap. We're not doing that. We're tight and strong in here, and it's bam. How fast can you do that in a short, constricted area? And one of the ways that we're proud of our safety record here at the University of Miami is our guys get really good at doing this. They get good at beating a block and in a short area, stepping and clubbing quickly. Let's take a look at Dion Bush now. Break, go. Good. Again, this is great for all you young high school guys watching out there. Dion Bush is a freshman and Tracy's a freshman and Denzel's a sophomore. And you could see the difference between freshmen that are still winding up and maybe don't have the footwork, so we're still working it on this level. By the time these guys start their second year, they'll have it down cold. Denzel right now has it down cold. So it's a common mistake. Winding up, elongated step, they're common mistakes. And they're great to leave in teaching tapes because, we all don't live in a perfect world. You guys got to understand what the common mistakes are and how to fix them and how to coach them at your level. This drill really conditions the notion of bringing your feet and hips with you. All right, feet under your hips, courage to the ball, club and base. So if I'm just demonstrating, as I come in here, I'm clubbing and basing, and then I'm getting my feet and hips back out, and then I'm clubbing and basing again. All right, Denzel will do a great job for you demonstrating. So on the go here, okay, what we try to teach is on the fourth hit, we finish it and take them back. Remember, in a tackle, if everything is good, your base is good, your form is good, all right, then once you grab for cloth, the fight begins on contact. So make sure you condition the finish all the time. In this case, Denzel will take him back 5 yards on the fourth hit. Break, go. Good. 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 Tremendous. 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 Okay. So now we'll take a look at it from behind, just so you can really see the exaggerated arm work, all right, by Denzel, how quickly his hips and feet get underneath his body, again, to distribute that blow. We want to deliver the blow, man. We just don't want the blow to stop here in the upper musculature. We want to be able to absorb it and distribute it through the whole body, and then be able, all right, to wrap up for cloth, have our base, and have live feet at the end. Another thing you'll see here when Denzel's going, he does a great job with his vision and his eyes. His face mask is always up. It's always face mask. It's almost as the face mask is a grazing blow, and then he ends up chest to chest. That's the position that we want to be in football. That's the safest position in football, is to end up being chest to chest, all right, with your ability to drop your weight, all right, and flexion in the ankles, the knees, and having your arms in tight with a bull neck. That's the position that we're looking for. Denzel does a tremendous job doing it, and then you'll see him accelerate his feet on contact on the fourth hit. On the go. Break, oh, relax, relax, relax. On the go. Break, go. Good. Good. Accelerate your feet. Accelerate your feet. Good. Tremendous. Tremendous job. The fourth segment we'll talk about is what we term recoil here at the University of Miami. And it's very much like rapid fire, but now we're moving laterally, and we've added an element of staying on the inside number. Again, when you are chasing a ball carrier from inside out, we want to stay on the inside number. That's really important. We don't want to be on the outside number. We don't want to get our head across the bow like so many have taught for years. We want to stay on that inside number, okay, and track the ball carrier, stay a half man behind, okay, so if the ball carrier cuts back, then we'll end up on the outside number or on the outside pad, but we still have a chance to wrap and prevent a cutback or a spin out, and it's really important to teach that. Break, go. Good. 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 Excellent job. Excellent job. Again, we want to stay inside out on the ball carrier, bring our feet, accelerate our feet into the hole. We want to condition, all right, the mindset of quick feet into the tackle, all right, with your feet under your hips. So it's also important that the running back acts like a linebacker or acts like a tackler. Not only does he come in with the same technique, but he comes out with the same technique. The only difference is he's clubbing and making contact, and they're both reversing out. Break, go. Good. Don't wind up. Don't wind up. Don't wind up. Good. Stay compact. Okay. Good. It's very good. Okay. Two things now. Two things. He got his elbows out. Again, we don't want his elbows out. We want his elbows here rubbing the ribs, and he's not compact yet enough. Okay. Dion is a long player, and it's something that we're working on with him. So again, so that the blow isn't absorbed up here or here. All right. And long players sometimes have a tendency to get narrow or take long steps, and you got to train fast feet, fire feet. Now Tracy's a corner, and again, we train the corners, the defensive linemen, and linebackers all the same. All right. Now the big thing with Tracy is don't wind up, have a base, don't get too narrow. All right. Get yourself out of there and get in a good fit position. On the go. Break. Go. Good. Stay down the whole time. Very good. Very good, Trace. Good. Let's see you fight on contact now. Fight on contact. Very good. That's a great rep right there. Making sure the young people out there see the proper hat placement, okay, see the vision of the eyes, see exactly where he fits on the body. So the first thing I want to show you is one of the common problems that we see in tackling today, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm really going to get him past 45. I'm going to get him past 45 with his head down. And I want you to see, this is something, all right, that will undoubtedly cause injury. All right, and put you in a position that will predispose you. And again, it may not just be a concussion or a head injury, it might be a neck injury, all right, or some other injury, but we want to make sure that we're never in this position, young people, never, okay? Again, if you go past 45, you're going to predispose yourself to that, okay? So again, let's show the proper placement of just so they can contrast that between what's right and what's wrong. Let's look at what should be the ideal way. Again, 45, flat back, good flexion here, good flexion in the knees, good base. This blow is going to be absorbed all through here. Okay, the elbows are tight, all right, and the hat is up. And it's almost to the point where his chin's up. So if he makes contact like that, it's going to be face mask and then just club for me. Face mask and then chest, almost simultaneously. That's the safest position to be in football. Okay, next one. The next common mistake we see, as I said earlier, is that elongated base. And it's that base that, again, you see guys who come in violently and they go to make a club and then they fall over right away, or that running back runs you over, or again, you're absorbing the blow because you have no base. You have no stability, okay, and no balance on contacts. Okay, and again, it's hard, all right, because there's so many variables in football, but you got to teach, even in short areas, and that's why we do these drills. In short areas, it's really paramount that you drop your legs, okay, you use your strongest muscle group, all right, you have a good base, and now you club in a short, constricted area. All right, so one of the chief problems that we see is sometimes an overstride with this. Take an overstride, just take an overstride, take an overstride. We get an overstride and we get a narrow base. And again, now we get a function where if the running back hits you, all right, you're taking all the blow. You have no balance. There's no way for you to distribute that blow throughout your body, and you're asking for trouble. Again, let's look at the correct way. Denzel, just do what you always do, okay? Again, shoulder width apart at a minimum. Drop in his hips. Drop that anchor. Strongest muscle group in the body is right here. legs and buttocks, okay? All right, and then obviously now he has a chance to absorb that blow, distribute it through his body, and he's in great position to run his feet that way on contact. Another common mistake we see with tackling is the club, okay? So a lot of times what we'll see with the club is we'll see that the elbows go out and what we call the lobster technique. We don't want this. We want to be in here. We want to be tight. We want to have symmetry. We want to stay in that cylinder. All right, we want to have our arms in the holster. We want to be here nice and tight. That's the safest position in football right here. Boom. Nice and tight. Chest, be ready to wrap and grab cloth. So some of the common mistakes are, you see the lobster technique. All right, another common mistake is the constant reaching. Okay, and again, if you're constantly reaching and not bringing your feet, we always say, all right, run before you reach. Run your feet and step on his toes and have your chest to chest before you reach. Run before you reach. Don't just reach. Okay, you're going to miss tackles. The last part of the base is quite often what we see, guys winding up. Again, that's when you get beat to the punch and the ball carrier drops his pads, okay, and you lose that opportunity. Again, you want to stay on the inside number, working inside out in the ball. There are occasions when we say get on the outside number. If we are the shortest defender and we're a force player, sometimes we'll do that. But for the most of the part down here, all right, what we want to do is we want to stay on the inside number, attack the inside number, and club and base. Okay? So let's just take a look at each one of those, okay? So give me a lobster here. Just give me a lobster with your elbows out and thumbs inside. Just give me a lobster. Yeah, there you go. All right, so that's the number one. That's a terrible position to be in terms of you look like a lobster grabbing for prey. That's the first example of what we don't want as a good tackler, okay? All right. The second thing is just slide back a little bit, okay, and just start reaching. Okay, just start reaching. We see a lot of players, more than like you're going to reach with one hand. We see a lot of players that are reaching, okay, they're not in good position to absorb a blow. If he cuts right now and he comes into us, we're going to get blown up, and we don't want to do that. Okay, we don't want to just reach because a lot of times that's when you grab the face mask and now you're jerking the head. We don't want to do that. So we always talk about running, close the distance, run before you reach, run before you reach. Okay, quite often what we find out is if we stay on that track, we'll get there. Okay, because we A, have to trust our teammates and the force player. B, we have to trust the sideline. And we have to close that distance knowing that he's either going to cut back or we'll force him out of bounds. And then also the fact that many times he's just trying to be elusive and he'll cut back into us and we got to be ready for it. The third mistake we see quite often as it relates to our club is the windup. And it's something that we want to make sure we coach and discipline out of them at a young age. All right, because the windup, again, has a tendency to drop your head, okay, and it also will expose your upper body, and also a lot of times the running back's just going to put his hands down or put his hat down or put his pads down and get right into it, and you don't want to wind up. You want to beat the opponent to the punch. So we'll show what a wind up looks like, and then we'll show it performed correctly. Break, go, good. So we don't want to have that wind up. Okay, now we'll show you what it should look like. Again, we always talk about have that gun in your holster and then just bring it out. Bring it out. It's a 6 to 8 inch, all right, punch. All right, then you see that heavyweight, they get in there, they're all tied up, and it's bam. And that's what we're looking for. We want to be explosive movements. Beat them to the punch. Break, go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What we're going to talk about is grabbing for cloth. All right, and at the University of Miami, we talk about the fight begins on contact. So again, what you see a lot of times with young people is, all right, they'll be really good till contact, and then they'll just go dead with the lower body. And you don't want to do that. You got to have live feet. Your feet should be on fire. Okay, fast, hard, choppy steps, quick steps underneath your base. Okay, you club your arms, and once you get them in the back there, now you're grabbing cloth. Okay, and it's really important to grab cloth. Okay, and keep your base, and the fight will begin on contact for you. Denzel is going to demonstrate just shooting those hands through, grabbing cloth, and then really running to a position where he's hip to hip, chest to chest, and holding on, either making the tackle or holding on till his teammates can get there. Break, go. Good, good. On behalf of the NFL, HSPD, the National Guard, and all of us here at the University of Miami, I want to give a special thanks to Denzel Perriman, Tracy Howard, and Dion Bush for sharing with you and all of the coaches and student athletes across the country the proper techniques and fundamentals of tackling, and we hope it will help you improve your game and ultimately to deserve victory.